How you doing, Trench? I'm back.
Hello, welcome back to my channel. Someone asked me to refute Farid Response's latest video about the aorta of Muhammad cut from the poison he ate at Khaybar, and how Allah was the one who got tired of Muhammad's lies and cut off his aorta in the Quran in chapter 69, ayah 46. By the way, I did many refutation videos of Farid, so if you are interested to watch those videos, then you can find them in my playlist, which I created specially for Farid Response. Make sure to get yourself some popcorn while you're watching my many videos about this joker for entertainment purposes, just like this one. You know, the Muslim apologists of today don't care about the truth anyway. In this video, you'll understand why once again. Now, Farid tried to refute Dr. David Wood about the so-called difference between the Abhar and Al-Watin. Now, Farid really did try his best and tried to explain that according to the scholars of the Arabic language, there is a huge difference between Al-Watin, which we can find, as I mentioned earlier, in chapter 69, ayah 46 of the Quran, and in Sahih al-Bukhari, hadith number 4428, where Muhammad says he feels that his aorta is being cut off by the poisoned meat he ate at Khaybar. And by the way, there's nothing called as if in the Arabic text in this very hadith. Of course, nothing but a deception by the Muslim translators and scholars in Islam. But what else is new? Now guys, let us hear what Farid has to say, and we will see if this guy has any shame left in his aorta, or he's going to deceive his audience again and lies for his fame and fortune. Let's see if this is another time for me to step in again and spank him without any mercy and put him in his place. Alright, فرجينا عرض كتافك يا فريد. Let's go, Farid.
Luckily, alhamdulillah, I have my good assistant with me, the beautiful Dr. David Wood, and he's going to be presenting the argument for us. David, go for it.
According to the Quran, if Muhammad were to invent a false revelation, if he were to make up verses of the Quran, Allah would kill him by severing his aorta. The aorta is the large artery that comes out of the left ventricle of your heart. Some Muslim sources call it the life artery. Sahih al-Bukhari, 4428. The Prophet, in his ailment in which he died, used to say, "O Aisha, I still feel the pain caused by the food I ate at Khaybar. And at this time, I feel as if my aorta is being cut from that poison." What's that, Muhammad? Something about your aorta being cut? That's funny. I seem to recall someone telling us that if he were going to kill you for being a false prophet, he'd do it by severing your aorta.
Now that would almost be a compelling argument. However, if we return to the actual hadith that's being quoted, we'll find that it actually falls a bit short. The report in Arabic speaks of what we refer to as al-Abhar, which should not be confused with al-Watin or the aorta.
Now let me refute this lying and conniving dawah-gandist by using one of the most famous scholars, namely the scholar and Sheikh Ali Jum'ah. Let us see how he translates the word Abhar. Is Abhar the aorta, ya Sheikh Ali Jum'ah?
الأبهر اللي هو الأورطة، يقولوا إيه؟ الأورطة اللي هو في العربي الأبهر. أبهري اللي هو الأورطة ده.
Wait, I did not hear you.
الأبهر اللي هو الأورطة.
What is the meaning of al-Abhar, ya Sheikh?
الأبهر اللي هو الأورطة.
So according to the famous and native Arabic-speaking Sheikh Ali Jum'ah, al-Abhar means the aorta. So it turns out that Farid is lying again? What a surprise.
By returning to the works of classical linguists and classical scholars, we find them clearly differentiating between al-Abhar and al-Watin. We find several scholars specifically stating that al-Abhar is located in the back, while al-watin is located at the heart.
Well, Farid, if you agree with those so-called scholars of the Arabic language, then that means both of you are idiots. Honest to God, and here is why. Here is a picture that I put specially for you, Mr. Farida. You see, this is the aorta in red. It starts at the heart and it makes a nice turn down, and then it keeps extending all the way, let's say, through your abdomen and spine in the back of your body and whatnot. So it's one and the same aorta. If Allah decides to cut here, or Allah decides to cut there in Muhammad's body, it's the one and the same aorta. Al-watin or al-abhar is the same. You idiot. You're only sugarcoating, you're only deceiving yourselves and your poor, ignorant, ultra-crepidarian ummah. An illiterate nation who cannot understand and think for themselves. Think, ya Muslimin, and see how people like Farid Response are deceiving you. And you're still applauding them, right? You are enjoying their deception. And you still are swallowing their deception, their makr, as if it is nothing. You are allowing them to poison your minds. Wake up, ya Muslimin. Please wake up. We don't hate you. We only ask you to think, to use your God-given brains. Please wake up. Let us continue. Let's see what this guy has to say more.
We find several scholars specifically stating that al-abhar is located in the back, while al-watin is located at the heart. This has been made clear by linguists such as al-Athram, al-Bandaniji, al-Hunnai, al-Suhari, and others. Now, Dr. David Wood would have realized this if he knew some Arabic and if he realized that the word al-abhar and al-watin don't exactly sound alike.
Yeah, Sheikh Farid, can you tell us again what the names of those scholars are? One more time.
This has been made clear by linguists such as al-Athram, al-Bandaniji, al-Hunnai, al-Suhari, and others.
Okay, that's perfect. Thank you, Mr. Farid Response. Now here, Farid was again very, very nice, and he provided in a pinned comment under that video who those so-called classical scholars are. You know, the funny thing is, suddenly all these classical scholars became medical doctors like our friend Farid here. And this reminds me of a very famous medical doctor. What was his name again?
I'm a medical doctor.
I know what I have to do, but I don't know if I have the strength to do it.
Oh yeah, it was Zakir Naik who claimed to be a medical doctor, like all of you Muslims. Suddenly all of them are medical doctors. Anyway, since Farid provided a list of names of scholars and their books, let us go, let's say, to this guy, Al-Bandaniji, in his book called Al-Taqfiyya fil Lugha, on page 186, since Farid's response is saying that these scholars differentiated between al-watin, which is supposedly the vessel at the heart, and al-abhar, which is supposedly the vessel in the back. Here is the book of Al-Bandaniji in Taqfiyya fil Lugha. That's the book title. And let us go to page 186. Here you see 186. This is the page. Let's scroll down to show you 186 for the people who know Arabic. 186. All right, let us go back. And I think Farid is talking about this part here. It says Al-Abhar Araq fi al-Dahr. So it's a vein in the back and in the heart. Al-Watin. Do you see it? Al-Watin. So it's the same artery. Al-Abhar and Al-Watin. It's the same artery that goes through the back and the heart. Al-Qalb means the heart. Did you catch it? Just to give you an example of what it means, I typed it over for you. It says here, Al-Abhar, Urq fi al-Dahr wa fi al-Qalb al-Watin. The aorta, Al-Abhar, the aorta, a vein in the back, and in the heart, the aorta, al-Watin. So it's the same aorta. And we explained already to you, there are no two different aortas. It's the one and the same aorta that keeps extending from the heart all the way down to, let's say, the abdomen and the back and so on to different areas of the body, to different organs in the upper body. Did you catch it? So actually, Al-Bandaniji just exposed you. By the way, Farid, because of you, I had to download this entire book in PDF form. And I went to the same page that you mentioned, page 186, to expose you. So thank you for allowing me to show you and to show everybody, your audience and my audience, what kind of liar and deceiver you are. Because that same book that you mentioned backfires and destroys you and exposes you as a deceiver. You're nothing but a deceiver and liar, ya Farid. Same like all of you Muslim apologists of today who are too embarrassed to see the irony that it was Allah who cut off the aorta of your fake prophet. Even Allah was tired of the nonsense and the lies and the deception of your fraud prophet Muhammad. Thank you for allowing me to destroy you. Just to finish Farid off today, here is an official Arabic lexicon, and I'll provide the link in the description box. If we go to the part where it's talking about Al-Abhar or Abhar, we can find the following. Now here it's talking about Al-Watin and Al-Abhar. You see the yellow highlighted word, it says Al-Watin or Watin. So it says here, وَيَمْتَدْ, it extends, إِلَى الصَّدْر, it extends to the chest, فَيُسَمَّى الْأَبْهَرِ. So when it goes, when the aorta, it's one long aorta, the same aorta, when it extends to the chest, it's called Al-Abhar, the aorta, Al-Abhar. And and يمتد, it extends إلى الظهر, to the back. So it extends to the back and it's called Al-Watin. So they are only giving parts of the aorta a different name, but it's still the same aorta. Did you catch the idea? Did you caught it? They are only giving names for parts of the aorta, but it's the same aorta. It's not as if there are two different aortas. No, it's the same. Did you catch it? Did you catch it? I hope you caught it. So if you put it in Google Translate to give you an idea, look what it says. وَيَمْتَدْ إِلَى الصَّدْرِ فَيُسَمَّى الْأَبْهَرِ وَيُمْتَدْ إِلَى الظَّهْرِ, to the back, فَيُسَمَّى الْوَتِينَ. And here's the transliteration for you, right? It extends to the chest and it's called the aorta, Al-Abhar, and extends to the back and is called the aorta, Al-Watin. This is why Sahih Bukhari on Sunnah.com, they are translating it to aorta, because it is the aorta. It is not as if there are, it's not as if it's two different aortas. No, it's the same aorta, but they are only giving it different wording when it goes to other areas, right? That part of the aorta. But it's the same aorta. Ya Farid, shame on you. But you made it sound as if it's a totally different aorta to sugarcoat, right? To sugarcoat the disaster, because you are too embarrassed. You are too ashamed. That's what you Muslims do. You do tarqiyah, right? You do tarqiyah. You basically sugarcoat, you do damage control. Let's say you go to a tailor and you need your clothes to be fixed, or maybe shortened, or maybe there's a hole that needs fixing in let's say a piece of jeans that you love to wear. The tailor can fix it for you. We call that tarqiyah. Fixing, right? Fixing. That's what tarqiyah is. That's what Muslims did for the last 1400 years, because they are too embarrassed about the Sunnah, about the Quran of their fake fraud prophet. Tarqiyah, sugarcoating, fixing the disasters in Islam. Ya Muslimin, please wake up. Stop watching Farid Response. He's nothing but a deceiver. Today we proved it again. And as I mentioned, I created a huge playlist, especially for Farid. There are many videos for you to go and see. Muhammad was a fraud. The Muslim apologists are a bunch of frauds, and without lies, Islam dies. Thanks for watching. Please share this video and allow it to go viral on social media. And by the way,
if Farid says so, that means it is so.
I want to share a piece of a clip with you, which is from this individual called Farid. I went to his video in which he's trying to refute my moon splitting, and look what I found. Look what his argument is.
You would expect that the Persians and the Romans, in this time the Byzantines, would document such a miracle, because both of them, especially the Romans, kept records strictly of pretty much everything.
There's another issue with Ridwan's assumption here. One of the reasons why we do not have heaps of documented evidence was because most people were asleep at night. Remember, this is the 7th century.
The argument here is we don't have any secondary reports of the moon splitting in two in the 7th century because it happened at night, because people were sleeping. People were sleeping. They didn't see that because people were asleep.
Because most people were asleep at night.
Am I the only one who thinks this is one of the most ridiculous things that I've ever heard?
He's got a point. Most people would be asleep. I mean, come on, you can't deny that. People sleep at night. Come on.
You are so silly.